Outcast story of a wolf cub and a fawn that usually hate each other in natural environment become friends and work together to solve their issue. Well, that is basically the plot of Blanc, which came out February 14th of 2023 for the PC and Switch. This game was developed by Cassius Ludi and published by Gearbox. As mentioned, you are two unlikely characters to get along that eventually start working together because they're both lost. Their families are packed in a snowstorm and started working together to help reunite with their families. This is a very good-hearted story, obviously, and this game was about 2 hours to complete. The reason I was really excited for this game was the look of the game. I watched the Nintendo Direct from 2023, and this was in one of the reels of a bunch of trailers at once for you, and it really stood out. The black and white graphics just was really well done with the cel-shaded hand-drawn look. And I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the landscape, the buildings, everything about it was just unique to me, and I liked the concept. I will say I did play this on the PC. I didn't play the Switch version. Also, with these graphics, they spent a lot of time working on this sound. Your characters would do yelps. The music goes along with the level you're on, so it fit the environment you were currently at. So everything was just really good at graphics and sound based. I really enjoyed the game, and obviously from the look of it, that is what drew me in, and I felt satisfied with that concept there. Just running through the snow, there's a lot of field things. You can actually slide down a hill. And those were really done well, and just you took in the environment. So I felt like you were there with the cub and fawn, even though the graphics aren't really the greatest. Like, I like the style. It was kind of the adorable-ish style too mixed in, which helped a lot. The only issue the graphics did present is once you get into the first city is realizing how the deep parts of the snow were. So you come to a city, you see buildings are kind of covered up, but it was kind of hard to tell a little bit what was going on until you kind of went through the level a little bit and you're like, okay, everything just got that much snow. It just took a moment to realize. It was fine afterwards, but I guess because of the simple nature of the graphics, that did take me a little minute. The game here is a very simple gameplay. Each character is assigned to a joystick. I played with the Xbox controller. And you have two buttons, which is interact and jump. If you hold jump, you can kind of dash. So it's designed for anyone to play, and that was their goal here, is a very simple, straightforward game that you can play. The only tech issues I had during my gameplay was the camera and trigger point. So when you play this game, you only have one camera that's shared between your two characters. So if you go really far apart, you get into some weird issues. Most notably in the beginning, because the wolf and fawn do not like each other, so you're kind of more separated out, and that gets you into more of the camera issues. But once they become friends, obviously you're a lot closer, and I do recommend staying closer so you don't hit the camera issues. Also, the normal trigger point, you can only do actions in certain area problem appears here. So you can only jump up on platforms when you see a little icon kind of appear, which obviously sometimes you jump where you don't really intend to go, or over jump twice. Not a big deal here, but that was one of the things. And I have this experience with a lot of the other games, like Stray, for example, trying to get the right thing to pop up. As mentioned before, this is a really short game at 2 hours, but I think it's designed to be for one setting and designed just to kind of share the story with someone on the couch. Obviously, you're playing two characters. Playing by myself, I had to move the characters with each joystick, and your brain sometimes just does not function. So sometimes maybe through this gameplay, saw the characters just dart the wrong way. That's because I just completely broke mentally on where the joysticks were for each character. But here it was designed, I think, just for a couch play one setting, a nice, light-hearted story, and you can get through it just in one night. And I think that was the goal of this game, and I think they accomplished that really well. The puzzles here are really simple. I wouldn't even call them puzzles until you hit the last couple chapters. And you'll get the kind of more challenging ones. But overall, I don't think nothing was overly hard here. Again, I think their goal here was to build a very good looking game and simple and fun to play. So overall, I'd say this is a very nice, lighthearted game that is designed just to play with somebody. I think that was the goal, and I think they executed that very well with the adorable look of the game. I think that's screams more of like inviting people that don't really play video games with the simple controls of 2 buttons and a joystick. So I do think that was the purpose here, and I think they fulfilled it pretty well. My recommendation, though, is I would say I would check it out when it's on sale. I think it's very worth playing, but $15 for a 2-hour game. We always get into the game argument of what's a good length for a price to game. I think I enjoyed it for $15, but I could see people maybe wanting to wait for it to be 10 or less. And this, like I said, you can talk to whoever's on the couch with you. Hey, this game's on sale for $10. That'll kill 2 hours. Better than going to a movie. So I do recommend it on that. But overall, I did enjoy this game, and I hope you get time to check it out. I am curious how it looks on the Switch, so I'll have to look up some of that as well. But hope you enjoyed. Peace.